Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm loving the sun. After yesterday, I am loving the sun. What's going on, everybody? Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Another day, rise and grind. Rise and grind. I'm late again. Surprise, surprise, I am late. And it stinks. I hate being late, but I do it to myself because I'm running. I forget to do this, I forget to do that, I forget to do this, and I forget to do that. So, let me back out without taking anybody out or anything out. Oh, man. So, anyway, we got a little bit of news. Peeps. A little bit of news is the Cowboys have switched up. They heard Game Time talking, and they said, oh, no, that's not right. Cowboys have decided not to designate Micah anything. They have decided not to designate Micah a defensive end or a linebacker. So, that's the right thing to do. Let the agents figure it out, okay? They're going to look at the snaps played. My partner, Primetime Phil, he likes to say he's a defensive end. He's played most of his snaps at defensive end. And I've already told you yesterday that Micah already opened his mouth regarding it. I'm a defensive end. Without really looking at the landscape of you're going to make more money if you are the Swiss Army knife, if you're going to duck in and out. In a perfect world, you have D-Law on one side, Sam Williams on another, and Micah all over the place. Lined up at end, lined up at linebacker. That's what you want for the team and for Micah, really. It'll help your career as well. So, we got that going for us. Cowboys, like I mentioned last night on my live stream, they re-signed Carl Davis. I assume Mark was talking about it, Mark Holmes, when he said the Cowboys make a huge signing. He was being obviously trolly. Let me know if I'm wrong. I didn't have time to watch the video as I was worked until 5:15. Then I went to the gym. I got home about 7. I hopped in the shower. I crammed a slice of pizza down my throat, and then I went live at prime time at 8 o'clock. So that's kind of what I did. So I didn't have time. And then after the live, I relaxed and fell asleep in a recliner. So, Carl Davis, nose tackle. Didn't play well at all last year, so I don't really know what's going on. We're starting to hear, here we go. Wow. Man, shit, I forgot my allergy medicine. Shit. I better not start. God, please. I just wanted to play the game for a minute before I put the sunglasses on. Please protect me from the allergies today. Actually, I think it'll be fine because it's still a little wet, but I don't know. So Carl Davis, blah, blah. No offense, Carl Davis. Whatever. Dalton Schultz. Here we go again. Dalton Schultz is running his mouth. This whole thing reminds me of little old Cole Beasley when he went to Buffalo. Loved playing for his Josh Allen. He hammered the Dallas organization, right? Kind of butthurt a little bit, right? Kind of butthurt. I remember trolling Cole Beasley on Twitter. I was sending him pictures of Buffalo in the wintertime, it's snowstorms. I'm like, yeah, this is your new home. You're like a West Texas boy. You gonna be a Buffalo. But all due respect, shout out to Cole. He had a fine career with Buffalo. But he since walked back his comments about being with Josh Allen. Didn't hammer Dak. directly, but by the end of his career, he was talking Dak Prescott was the best quarterback he's ever played with, and he wanted to come back and play again. So Dalton Schultz is feeling himself a little bit. He got himself a deal. He was sweating because he turned down a 3-year, 32 or 36, I think it's 3 years, 36 mil from the Cowboys, only to go to Houston for a 1-year, $6 million. Now he signed a 3-year, $36 million, 23. The important thing is only 23.5 is guaranteed. So 3 years divided by 23.5. He probably won't play the third year unless they're having some kind of success. I like Dalton Schultz, but now he's like, I'm happy to play with C.J. Stroud. He's happy to play with your squad. Dallas is a zoo. He's talking Dallas is a zoo. You couldn't handle the zoo, Dalton. You couldn't handle it. A place like Houston where nobody gives a shit? Yeah, I said that. East side. Nobody cares. Sorry. Nobody cares about the Texans except Houston. Right? So yeah, you deserve to be in a little aquarium with the little fishies. Alright? CJ Stroud's a hell of a talent. That's fine. But all this other talk is all it is shit talk that's annoying. Dalton Schultz, shut your mouth. How's that? You got your money. Be classy. You couldn't help yourself. That's why you bring negative energy to yourself, Dalton. It's dumb. That's a dumb move. Take the high road. Nothing wrong with taking the high road. Because you're going to regret the statement. Now, listen, I wish you nothing but success. I do. I don't have any ill will towards Dalton Schultz, but to wait until you get in your mind, your mega deal because you were sweating. You probably had to answer to your wife the last year and a half why you turned down a 3-year 36 with Dallas, which is the best thing that ever happened because enter Jake Ferguson. If we still had Dalton Schultz, Jake Ferguson would not have got the run he got last year and surpassed Dalton by a nice amount, a bit. More reliable, more explosive talent than one Dalton Schultz. So Jake Ferguson will enjoy the zoo. You enjoy your little aquarium, Dalton Schultz. Alright? Alright? You're a Stanford guy. Shame on you. I digress. A little local flavor here. Avonte Maddox is being released. Now, they don't rule out re-signing him. What are the Eagles doing? That just goes to show you how horrendous that secondary really has gotten. Avonte Maddox, at the end of the year, they were like, we just need Avonte back. We miss Avonte. That's how bad it was. You were begging for Avonte back. Now, I already told you. I think, one of the first ones to say, I believe C.J. Gardner-Johnson will re-enter the picture. Maybe they'll sign another corner. But what you can't do, but you can do it more on defense. I will couch it by that. You can do it more on defense. You can't just go out and get a bunch of free agents and expect for you to soar high. Right? That's the problem. You're going to need big play Slay, and you're going to need Bradbury to have a bounce-back year. They're both on the downside. They both did not have good years, especially Bradbury. Bradbury looked ass. It's almost like he got his contract and said, nah, I'm out. I'm good. So we'll see what happens there. I originally had the Eagles drafting a corner with the first pick. Kool-Aid McKinstry, I hate to tell you, ain't going to be that pick. He's got that True Jones fracture. He's probably going to slip into the second round, a la a Joey Porter Jr., who didn't have an injury, who I wanted Dallas to take at the end of the first round last year, or one of the players, slipped into the second. I expect Kool-Aid now with the foot fracture that they found at the combine. Now, that's a bone break. I've had the same break. I've explained it. Not a lot of blood flow. It's the bone on the outside of your foot. They call it the fifth metatarsal. Not a lot of blood flow. So for me, it took 3 months for the bone to heal on its own. For an athlete, they put a screw in it. So it's the Larry Bird injury, but they call it a True Jones injury. But it's the Larry Bird injury. So, oh well, it is what it is. But Kool-Aid, not so much. We'll see. We'll see what the Eagles do. I think if Kenyon Mitchell, if he's there out of Toledo, I think that should be your pick. But it'll be interesting because they could go a lot of ways. There's not really a first-round linebacker at that point. You know what I'm saying? So I think Eagles, it's a good candidate to get the NC State guy in the second round. He's the best linebacker in the draft, but he's got 10 surgeries, but the last 2 years have been healthy. So the name is slipping me right now. Game time is not 100% awake, but leave the name in the chat. I think the Eagles, that's their second round pick. That might be perfect for them. So we'll see. I'm hearing a lot of things for the Eagles all over the map, but just very surprised that they're just unloading Avonte Maddox. He is injured a lot, and he's a little guy. Oh, he's such a little guy. Yeah, but, you know, I think they're trying to create cap room. Hamid's like, how we gonna cook? There's a happy medium. You go out, there's definitely a happy medium. I think if I had to call it now, Eagles are trying to get a linebacker and a safety in free agency. That's what I think. Maybe somebody else, because they're creating some substantial room. They don't need D-tackle. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Hassan Reddick. But circling back to the Cowboys before I get to work, why I came this way, I'll never know. I didn't get off the main drag. Now I'm stuck at a light. Circling back to the Cowboys, Monday is legal tampering. Dallas has some work to do over the next few days to get under the cap. By Wednesday, free agent frenzy. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to stream free agent frenzy. I'll probably stream free agent frenzy, maybe go on about 3:30, and maybe for a couple hours, and then I'll come back on me in prime time at 8 o'clock for our Hump Day Live to review everything. That's probably what will happen next Wednesday. So, that being said, very interested to see what the Cowboys do in free agency. We need to get a defensive tackle, a linebacker, and possibly a running back. That would be great. But in order to do that, we need, Stephen Jones has to do his job by creating some room. So, but we shall see. It was funny. Last night in the live stream, we had a lot of different names, and interesting to see. But I've noticed some of the new names aren't always the nicest. That's kind of weird. Whatever, right? But is what it is. It was a good time seeing Primetime Phil. So I'm looking forward to getting heavy into the draft because it's coming up, people. 50 some days, 50 days, something like that, 50 days. So we are getting close to the draft. Stephen Jones, it's your move. Do something. Remember, 2 o'clock Eastern today, lunchtime chat live from the mail truck. Make sure you have your questions. It's about what you guys want to talk about. And if there's any breaking news, we'll discuss it then. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, signing off. Peace. Late.